So an introspection on life means that we analyze every single particle that is going on in life. The ones who don't believe in God, it's like he or she think death is fake. There's no one here, Mr. Saif, that is disputing the fact that there is an Almighty Creator. But what is the name of the Almighty Creator? You can't really say. Because in the ancient Mesopotamia, they have a name for the Almighty Creator. So, since time immemorial, the name of that person that is the Almighty Creator has always changed. And because it has always changed, different people only express Him according to either their certain culture, a certain feeling, a certain emotion, and that's just it. That is it. So what is life? Life is nothing but a couple of thousands of breath, which is correct. You guys got it perfectly. Life is the ending. Life is that ending we don't want. Death is the beginning we really deserve. Life is the ending that nobody wants. Nobody wants it to end. But death is the beginning that we all need. And because life is the ending that we don't want, everything in life is always metamorphosing into one thing or the other. Everything is metamorphosing. Your breath is nothing. So for breath to exist, for life to exist, you need to do what? You need to kill for life to be able to exist. Which is what? In every instances that you are breathing in, you are bringing things to creation. And because you are bringing things to creation, what is happening? You are also killing things. That's just the reality. In every instances that you are bringing things to creation, you are also killing things. You are also absorbing things into your body. And life is also ending. So for life to happen, there must be a death. Now that death is a molecular particles that you are not able to see with your eyes. That death is a molecular particles. You cannot perceive it with your eyes, but it is happening. You cannot perceive it with your eyes, but it is happening. Because this is how the creation of the world is. So you bring things to existence with your breath, and you take things out of existence also with your inhaling. So you create life, and you take life back also. With every breath that you breathe, do you know that a particle is being born, and that particle only lives up to 1 second? How many seconds does it take you to breathe out and to breathe in? That seconds is what it takes a certain particle of life that is unseen to your physical eyes. That seconds is what it takes that particle of life to live from being born to teenage to old age and to die. And because that seconds is what it takes, a life is also happening. So basically, what does that mean? It means that we are living life in life. For life to be able to continue, life must also be taken. It's unfortunately, but that is actually the real reality of life. For life to continue, life must also be taken. So you produce the life that you also kill to absorb back into your body. So now when we look at it, a lot of people feel that life is based on the emotions that they are feeling right now. However your emotion is, a lot of people believe that that is life. When things is going nicely for me, this is life. When things is going bad for me, that is life. These are not life. This is not life. People feel or people try to equate that as a definition of what life is. But I'm telling you, my brothers, my sisters, to all of you that is listening to the sound of my voice, that is not life. That is far away from life. It's far away from life. You being bothered by somebody, you being beaten by somebody, someone giving you stress, someone making you unhappy, someone making you sad, someone making you happy, someone giving you money, someone giving you, the different emotional reactions that you have is not life. So if the different emotional reactions that I have is not life, then what is life? If my emotions, which are the sensations, are not life, then what is life? Life is the little tiny particles that is happening around you right now. Have you tried to close your eyes and then you open your eyes and then you see small tiny particles around you? Have you seen that? Have you seen that? Oh yes, I have seen that a lot. When you close your eyes like this and then you open your eye and then you just see tiny particles like spots, and people say, oh, I'm seeing stars. It is not stars, but it's just tiny particles, and it's just, you're seeing it moving around. That is life. That is what? Life. Because those tiny particles are what you inhale into your body, and in that tiny particles there are also existence of life in those tiny particles. You inhale, you exhale them out of your body, and you exhale them back again into your body, which means what? For life to be able to sustain life, life must kill life. Someone says God is around, and it says pray first, then it gives all things. No. This is not realized knowledge. Do you understand? Which means what? For life to be able to sustain itself, life must kill life. It is a natural phenomenon. It is the metamorphosis of how life exists. For anything to be able to sustain itself, it must kill itself. There is nothing that sustains itself without doing what? Without killing itself. Let's take the human body as an example. The human body is existing. But for the human body to be able to exist and to be able to grow properly, it must kill. There are micro, tiny organisms in your body that you are killing 24 seconds every day. Every minute, every second, you are killing. And these organisms have to die for another layers of life to come to the surface. How many of you know what is called a stem cells? Have you seen a stem cells before? Or have you heard of what is called stem cells transplantation? A stem cell in a human body, you have 3,000 plus stem cells that dies every day. Are you understanding? In a human body, you have 3,000 plus cells in your body that dies every day, and it needs to die. For if it does not die, the body cannot grow. So 3,000 cells dies in your body every day, and every day more than 3,000 cells is being recreated back into your body. How is this body able to do that? That is life. A lot of people don't understand the mechanism of the body. And because they don't understand the mechanism of the body, they confuse what the body is and what the body isn't. Your duty is not to confuse what the body is and what the body isn't. And this is where programming comes into play. Because this is where programming comes into play. A lot of you are a victim of your earlier programming. You are a victim of your earlier programming. And because you are a victim of your earlier programming, your life is miserable. Life was never designed to be miserable. Life was never designed to be what? To be miserable. But because we are victims of our programming, life now becomes miserable. Your programmings are also influenced by your environment. If you hear about the stem cells, for a stem cell to be able to grow, you need to put it in a proper environment, isn't it, to grow, which is the culture. Just like when a baby is in the womb of the mother, the baby in the womb of the mother is nothing but just a cell. But that cell in the womb of the mother starts growing. And in the process of growing, do you know how many times a baby dies in the womb of the mother and gets resurrected again by the cells before it becomes a full life-grown baby that is being pushed out of the birth canal of the mother? Multiple times. Thank you very much for the gift on all of you. Multiple times. Multiple times. Do you know how many layers of skin the baby in the womb of the mother have to shed? And the mother excretes these layers of skin as forms of what? Different mucus and everything from her body. Do you know how many layers? A lot of layers. So if it is so, then what does that make life? It makes life wonderful. A lot of people have a phantasmagoric idea of life as outside of the body. Are you understanding me? A lot of people, do you see how vast the mind of the human is? Is somebody understanding me? Is somebody hearing me? Do you see how vast the mind of the human is? That your mind is inside of this, your body, but it is imagining so many things, which then means that inside of your body is a vast ocean. When you are imagining, you are not imagining anything outside of the body. Everything that you are imagining, everything that you are thinking about is inside of the body. Isn't it? Everything that you are thinking about is inside of the body, but it looks so big. Oh, I'm thinking about it outside, but it's not outside. There is never any thinking that is outside of the body. Even when you say you have a vision. Are you understanding me, my brothers, my sisters? Even when you say you have a vision. Oh, I have a vision and I saw this, I saw that. Even when you dream, you don't dream outside of your body. Who is this person? Is it same Joe? Just a minute, I don't know who that person is. I want to confirm if that is Joe. Who's that? Okay, Baba Joe. Sorry, I'm having a class now with my students. So even when it means what? Life does not happen outside of the body. Life happens inside of the body. When you close your eyes, you are able to measure distance. When you close your eyes, you see vast things. See, everybody right now, can you try to do this? Close your eyes. I want you, please just try this. Just close your eyes. And tell me what you see closing your eyes. Can you try that? To all of you that is listening to the sound of my voice. Just close your eyes. When you close your eyes, what do you see? It seems like you are seeing a whole lot of things in front of you. Is it not? You are seeing, you can, in your eyes closed, you can measure the distance between where you are sitting to another place. With your eyes closed, you can measure, you can see, it's like a sensor that ding, 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 ding. But all of this is inside of you. So consciousness does not exist externally, but consciousness exists internally. And that is what the mystics of yore have been trying to explain to people. Is somebody understanding, my brothers, my sisters? Is the network okay? Can you guys hear me properly? That is what the mystics of yore, the mystics of time, have always been explaining to people. Inside of you is a vast universe. Inside of you is what? A vast universe. And this universe, everything is taking place inside of this universe. How do you understand God? You don't see God outside of you. You see God inside of you, because it is an experience that you experience inside of you. Is it making sense? An introspection on life. Let us really look at it for what it is. When you're looking, how do you understand that which is divine? It is inside of you. So every experiences you are having right now, whether it is your fear, it is your happiness, it is your sadness, it is your worry, it is whatever it is all taking place where? Inside of you. And it is only when a man can start understanding the depth of the universe that is taking place within himself that he can start understanding life. Life is not what you see externally. Oh, this is Sukadeva that I'm seeing right now. Sukadeva has this eye, that is not life. Life. Because even looking at that which you are looking at right now is taking place where? Inside of you. Even that which you are looking at right now is taking place where? Inside of you. So, the mystics of yore says that man is like a snail, but he has not realized that he is like a snail. What is the characteristics of a snail? A snail walks around with his house on his back. A snail walks around with what? His house on his back. And walking around with his house on his back, all his existence is inside of this house that is there. So a man is also like a snail, because the soul is inside of the body, but the body is just what? A shell, a cocoon. A shell, a cocoon that the soul is inside of. And the soul is experiencing everything inside of the body, and that is called life. Yes, mother and daughter. And that is called what? Life. So ask yourself, when you get angry, where's the anger taking place? When you get worried, where is the worry taking place? When you get fearful, where is the fear taking place? Nothing takes place outside of you. Which also means that for you to be influenced to do anything positive, that positivity, what is being influenced is not anything outside. There is nothing outside that can be influenced. It is only that which is inside that can be influenced. There's a wonderful African saying, that it's not an African saying, but there is a quote that says that if the enemy inside has not killed you, the enemy outside cannot kill you. If the enemy inside has not killed you, the enemy that is outside cannot kill you. What does that mean? It means that what? If the consciousness within has not gone against itself, there is no danger that is outside. And that is the sensitivity of animals. That is what? The sensitivity of animals. When you see a cockroach, do you know that when you see a cockroach, the cockroach also responds to your emotion? Do you know that? Have any of you tried this? I want you to try this. Let us be very practical. Let us be very practical. When you see a cockroach and you become fearful, oh, cockroach, it responds to your emotion immediately. Do you know that? Now, where is your emotion taking place? Outside or inside? It is inside. When you see a snake is one of the most, is one of the what? Is one of the most intuitive animal that ever existed. And because it slides in the dark, it is associated with dark magic. Because what? It slides in the dark. It is able to see in the dark. The cat is able to see in the dark. The bat is able to see in the dark. The frog is able to see in the dark. This is why people associate them with what? Black magic, evil. But when you really look at it, the frog itself is also very, very sensitive. The cat is very, very sensitive. The snake is very, very sensitive. If there is tranquility within yourself, there is nothing externally that can influence you. And that is why you must also understand that, you see, when you see people, when you see people, and the people are agitated, that agitation starts coming upon you. Why? Because everything that we do is a relation that is happening within. Same also with your sexual desires. With anger or not anger, with jealousy or not jealousy, it's all a transmutation of what? Energy that is happening within. There is a receiver of that energy, and that receiver of that energy is not outside. But when you confuse everything that is done externally as that which is life, then you don't understand life. Is somebody understanding me? Then you don't understand life. You never understood it. You've never understood it. Someone said anything to you with words. When you hear that word, where are you hearing it from? It is inside of you. Oh, even right now that I'm speaking to you right now, all of you are hearing the sound of my voice. If you really want to be truthful to yourself, ask yourself, this voice that I'm hearing, where am I feeling it from? You might say that it is coming from your mobile phone. But yes, the sound, it is only a sound that is coming from your mobile phone. But it is something inside of you that everything is becoming clear. So every word that is being said, you are seeing an image attached to that word. And hence you are understanding it within yourself. Within yourself. And because man has never understood that which is within himself, he finds himself always worried. In the quest to understand that which is within himself, he goes left, right, center. He's always running left, right, center, looking for someone to give an explanation to what is happening within himself. Every stimulation that a child is doing is all based on what is inside. I said to you before, stem cells rejuvenate themselves. The human body kills itself every day and rejuvenates itself every day. There are approximately 3,000 cells of your body that dies every day. And if it does not die, your body starts decaying. People that have sicknesses in the body is because of what? The cells in the body is not dying. And that is why you have people that do stem cells transplantation. Why? So that it gives the ability to be able to rejuvenate. It gives what? The ability to be able to rejuvenate. Meaning, what is the ability to rejuvenate? The ability to die. So that when the cell starts dying, then life can start happening. Which means what? Life cannot happen without death. Is somebody understanding me? Well, how many of you have done what is called a head transplant before? Many people do head transplant. Isn't it? I think that is becoming something that is very, very common nowadays. You know, a lot of people go to Turkey, I think they have changed names, so it's like Turkey. A lot of people go to Turkey and go to some places like that to do what is called head transplant. Some people do, eyebrow transplant. Some people do facial transplant. All kinds of transplant people do. But this transplant cannot happen if cells are not being removed from the body. They have to remove cells that can rejuvenate. For you to have hair that is growing, it is because there are cells underneath it that are dying every day and are rejuvenating. And when the cells are fully dead and is not rejuvenating, what happens? It does not grow. So death is growth. Not wanting to die is cutting off growth. Somebody understanding? Death is growth. Not wanting to die or not wanting to experience anything that is death-like is like you trying to cut off your own growth. And that is what everybody is doing indirectly every day. People don't want to experience anything that is death-like. Any emotion that brings fear to you is death-like. The fear of, I don't have money, is death-like. It brings a lot of fear. When you know, I have to pay this bill, it's death-like. It brings a lot of fear. But it is important. Because it is only when you experience death-like event that you can actually grow. Because that is the way life is. There is no life without death. So for life to be able to continue, death is important. Is it making sense? For life to be able to continue, death is important. Not wanting to experience anything that is death-like is you putting a stamp on your own destiny and saying that I don't want to grow. Is you practically putting a stamp on your own destiny that what? You don't want to grow. But it is important. It is important for that to happen. Not wanting that is not wanting growth. It is a natural phenomenon of life. It's a natural phenomenon of life. Because for everything that is in your body, there is life in it. For everything that is what? In your body, there is what? There is life in it. And when things fall out of your body, what's happening? It is also creating life. For everything. It's also what? It is also Imagine your whole body. If there is no life in it, when your stool comes out of your body, life is not going to be created in that stool. I'm sorry to be graphic, I'm sorry to be graphic. But let us look at it practically. Look at it practically, my brothers, my sisters. If you isolate your stool, and people say, oh no, stool is generated by mosquitoes. No, by flies. When fly touches it, so fly lay the egg, and then the stool. I'm sorry, I hope you guys are not eating. I hope you're not eating and you're listening to this. Because what I'm about to explain is a bit graphic. Even me that is speaking about it, I can see the graphic. I can see the graphicity in my head. And I can see how graphic in my head, but it is for educational purpose. Please, hold your breath for some time. People say that worms comes upon a stool because of flies lay egg on the stool. But I tell you, no. This is how science. This is based on what people observation. But I tell you, that same stool, if you take that stool and isolate it in a place for some time, what is going to happen? Worms will naturally start coming out of it because there is life even in that stool. Or you take a pot of soup. You take a pot of soup and just keep the pot of soup and don't wash it for some days. After some days, what is going to happen? There is no fly that has touched it. But after some days, what is going to happen? Worms start coming out of it. Automatically, it starts transforming into worms. How is that possible? And after some time, after transforming into worms for some time, then automatically it start dying. Those worms start dying off. Have you ever asked yourself this question? How is this possible? Because there is life in everything. Because what? There is life in everything. Even when you think that you have cooked something, you've boiled it, there is still life in that thing. Because everything about you, people think that there is nothing in your body that is a waste product. This is for people that think that, life is very bad for me. Life is never bad for you because there is nothing in your body that is a waste product. Nothing. Everything in your body is a useful product because everything in your body contains life. Everything in your body contains life. And when you try to go against it or you are thinking, no, this is not life, you are making a big mistake. And that is what I want you guys to understand today. That is the knowledge you must understand. That is the knowledge you must understand. Which is what? Life comes from life. Life does not come out of nothing that is not life. Life comes from life. For life to be able to exist, life must die. It comes out from each other. Even hair, yes. Yes. If you take your hair and you throw it on the floor, it's life. There is life even in your hair. I have my hairs are falling off. There is life in it. There is life in it. In everything that you have, it is emanating life. There is life radiating in everything that you have. There is life in everything. There is never anything in your body that is devoid of life. Even in the seeds, yes. There is nothing in your body that is devoid of life. Even your spit is life. Your urine is life. The things that you think is so worst in your body is life. There is life in everything. So if there is life in everything, why then do you condemn yourself like, I'm so useless? How are you useless? I'm not getting money. How? How are you useless? How? No. We use our emotion to sabotage ourselves because then we don't see. We confuse our emotion to be life, but your emotion is not life. Are you understanding? We confuse our emotion to be life, but our emotion is not life. Your emotion is never life. It is never life. Again, I said to you all, close your eyes. When you close your eyes, what you're going to see is like everything is just wide and big. But look at your body. Your body is very small. But how is it that you are seeing everything so wide and big and very spacey in that small body that you have? How possible is that? How? When you close your eyes and you really close your eyes, how are you able to see everything so wide? How? Are you understanding? Where am I from? Well, that is left for you to find out. But your emotions can grow. Your emotions don't grow. Your emotions don't grow. Actually, you grow out of emotion. There is no emotion that grows because we grow out of it. Do you understand? There is no emotion that grows. We grow out of emotion. That is life. That is life. And for you to say, oh, this person offended me, so I'm angry with this person. For you to be able to maintain that anger, you need to keep doing things to fuel that emotion. Is it not? What does that mean? It means that no one can be angry for 2 days. No one can be angry for 2 days. It is impossible. Even between a husband and a wife, no one can be angry for 2 days. The maximum that anger emotion. Maximum that anger emotion. What happens to it? It goes off. No one can be upset. Yes, upset, angry. No one can be upset for 45 minutes. It is impossible. That is it. But people hold on to it. Are you understanding? People hold on to it. They hold on to emotions. And what is that emotion? A remembrance. When you see this person did this to me, this person did. So you need to remember for you to become angry. Do you understand? Which means you cannot, even a tiger only gets, when he sees you, and after that it's finished. It cannot do anything anymore. So for you to hold on to anger, you need to continuously remember the activities of the person, the memory, which is the past. Oh, this person said, for between a husband and a wife, when the husband and the wife, they are quarreling, and the man goes as well, the wife goes, and every time, whenever you say, she said this to me, she said this to me, she said this to me, she called me like this, she called me like this, she called me like this. You need to keep remembering that one sentence for you to be able to hold on to that feeling of, I'm upset. And a lot of people know it within themselves. They need to hold on to that sentence. They know it. So they keep fueling that sentence more and more. He said this to me. He said this to me. And then when you keep saying that, what happened? It keeps increasing your breath. And when it increases your breath, then that emotion of anger comes in. And people know that they cannot hold on to it. So they find themselves slipping off. They find themselves sliding off that emotion. So what do? They bring it back again. And that is why the husband and the wife will be in the same house. I'm telling you right now. The husband and the wife will be in the same house. Being in the same house, they may not be talking to each other, but they don't know that anger is not there. But when they see each other, when the individual wants to communicate, they bring it up again. Why? Because they need to bring it up. It's a natural, it is what is inside. It is what is inside. So someone say, I'm very angry with this person. It's an emotion. For you to be angry, you need to remember. There is no anger without remembrance of the past. Someone once said, emotions are the feelings that have been processed and remembered. That is a fact. That is a fact. That is a fact. Whether it's an emotion of sadness, is an emotion of happiness, whatever the emotion is, you need to do what? You need to remember for you to be able to hold on to it. So my question to all of you today is, when you look at life, you must understand that life is not what is happening outside of you. Life is what is happening inside of you. That is the reality. And if you don't understand the life that is inside of you, you can never, there is no way you can understand the life that is happening outside of another person. Impossible. 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 As extremely, and it is impossible. You need to understand the life that is happening perfectly inside of you. When you understand that life, then you can understand the life that is happening in another person. Do you guys understand? All right.